This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it. So, what I want to make this video about real quick is realistic. I hate the term realistic. Now, if you're somebody that uses the term realistic a lot, right, and you tell people, well, you need to think realistically, then it's like maybe you need to question yourself on what real is. Because as a kid, so many people used to tell me all the time, you need to think realistically. Now, if I would have thought realistically, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be going where I'm going in life. You know, I'd be where they want me to be. I'd be where they're at. You know, and it's like, I think people that think realistically are secretly, they care too much what people think about them. They could sit here and say, no, I don't care what people think about me. I don't give a damn. Then why do you give a damn about what's realistic? Whose definition of real are you going on? The world's definition of real or your definition of real? Because what is real? Now, if you describe real as in something that most humans can do, you know, something easy, like for example, as a kid, my mom used to tell me, like, you need to think realistically, and everyone used to tell me you need to think realistically because I wanted to be a famous rapper. So all I did was rap. I made music. All I did was fucking make music, bro. Like, I didn't even go to, like, I skipped school to make music. I did this. I didn't have a girlfriend because I wanted to make music. Like, I was in high school. I was a teenage boy, right? Didn't even pay attention to girls because I was so focused on my music. I was so one-track minded that I needed to make this music. I made 11 mixtapes in 1 year before, I think it was 2011. But like, I made 11 mixtapes that year. And like, each mixtape had at least 14 songs on it, or 15 songs on it. Like, at least. So like, this is my thought process, right? Thought process is what's realistic to me is different than what's realistic to you because we live two completely different lives. I'm a different person. So I hate the term realistic because it puts humans in a box. It says that this is realistic and anything outside of that box is not realistic because all these normal human beings can't usually do that, right? They don't believe in themselves enough. That's the issue. The only reason most people think that being a rapper is not realistic or starting a business without your GED or high school diploma is not realistic is because they can't do it, because they have trouble doing it, because they can see that the reality we live in, most people, you know, don't just go become famous rappers. Most people just don't go start their own business without business experience or business, you know, certificates or business degrees or whatever. But it's like this. I don't have my GED. I don't have my high school diploma. I don't have anything, but I still have my business certificate, and I still have, you know, tax ID number where I pay taxes every third quarter, every quarter, whatever the fuck it's called. But like, I still pay taxes. I still do this shit. I still do me. And it's like, what is realistic? I still make videos, right? Like, and this is the thing. I travel, in my personal opinion, I travel dimensions with the spirit molecule and other psychedelics. So what is realistic? Because it's like what? So some people would say, oh no, what's happening is your body's releasing electrical signals when you take the substance and you perceive it as you're having a journey, but really you're not. It's just the drug. And it's like, well, life is just drugs. Your human experience is based on a chemical cocktail that's constantly going through your mind and body to keep you in the third dimension, to keep you aware of reality. You wouldn't be happy or sad or mad or this or that without the chemicals that flow through your body. Now, just because there are chemicals that flow through your body, just because we can kind of break down love into oxytocin, just because we can break down the feel good, you know, into dopamine, or we can break down happiness into serotonin, or whatever, just because we could break them down to saying that these are chemical reactions that are happening in our brain, that does not make it any less real. Real is whatever you experience. If you can experience it, then it is real, no matter what it is. Humans will try to limit you based on their limitations. Who gives a fuck about other people? Who cares? They're not you. They are not you. Do not let people tell you you need to think realistically. You tell them you need to think unrealistically, because it seems like the people that always think realistically seems like they're fucking miserable. Like, why would I I don't know, I'm just an observant person, right? I'm very observant. And I'm very observant to see that the fact that I've never thought realistically is why I'm fucking happy. It's why, like, I don't know, I was a young kid, right? I was 16 years old saying, I want a kid. And my mom was like, you got to think realistically. Like, do you really want that responsibility on you? This, that, and the third, all this other stuff that people try to tell me, being a dad's like, and, this other shit. And it's like, I didn't listen to any of it because, like, they were all trying to tell me, like, you need to think realistically. You're still young, this, that, and the third. You still got a life. And, I've always done what I wanted to do, no matter what. So I just did it, and I had my child at when I was 17 years old. My firstborn when I was 17, and it's like, I don't know. I don't like thinking realistically. Thinking realistically limits the mind, and this is my point of view. Your definition of realistic is what I would call being a slave, because I think that when you are, fixing yourself for other people. You're changing yourself, your beliefs, your thing, and you're making it more like the herd's belief. Because I don't like being in that fucking box. And psychedelics have helped me stay out of that box because it's like, if you're diving deep with psychedelics, it's hard. You'll understand what I mean by fucking hate the term realistic, because realistic is not real. Like, realistic itself is not real. What the fuck is real? Real is whatever you make it. Real is whatever your imagination can conjure into reality. So whatever your imagination can create can be real. There's so many people that, okay, so let me get this real thing out my mind. So cell phones, computers, microphones, all that was not real at one point. At one point, somebody thought, I want to create this. And everyone else told him that it's not realistic. Do you think people gave a fuck? Nobody gives a fuck what you think. Oh, people only care about what they think, and that's the reality we live in, and that's okay. People think that's like a selfish world to live in. No, it's just reality. And it's like, you want to talk about what, real? Well, let's talk about this reality we live in. So reality is, there's a lot of people that, there's some people that, like, literally travel dimensions and do it all from their couch and then bring back information, right? And there's some people that start businesses and they end up being big ass businesses or whatever. There's some famous rappers that become famous rappers, and so I can go on the list about all these people that have pushed the boundaries to do things that people said were not realistic, but they accomplished them anyways. If you tell somebody, oh, that goal is not realistic, you're only saying that because you're lazy. You're lazy. You say it's not realistic because you couldn't do the hard work to fucking make it realistic. So that's your issue. That's a you problem. Stop putting people down. What I'm trying to do is this. I want people to realize you can do anything you fucking put your mind to, as long as you believe it. You have to believe that you can do it, just like you believe you're alive right now, just like you believe you're breathing, just like you believe you're watching this video, just like you believe everything else in life. You believe that, there's colors, you believe that whatever. It's like, we have certain beliefs in life, and it's like, well, you just need to believe the other shit just as much, and it will become real. Anything will become real because everything came out of the imagination first, and then it got put into physical reality. So if it's in your imagination, if it could be thought up in your imagination, then it can be real. Do not let people limit you. You are very powerful. You are as powerful as you think you are. Your thoughts limit you. So if you think that this is not real, then it's not real. Like me, when I started my business, I didn't think it was like, I don't know, I had people tell me it's not real, you're not going to be able to do it, whatever, all this other shit. And I realized that it's easier to do if you have a business degree. It's easier to do if you took a business course or whatever. But all it takes is self-discipline and just fucking do it. And it takes a mindset. And it takes a mindset to believe that it's real and I can do this. It takes a mindset. Don't let people fuck up your mindset. You could be the next greatest rapper right now. You could be the next fucking amazing top 10 books selling on the planet, but you haven't wrote your book yet. You could be fucking, I don't know, there's so many things you could be. But if you limit yourself to thinking that this is not realistic, then you will not be any of that. You will only be what other people tell you to be. And let me tell you, those other people don't know you. And most people are fucking miserable. Most people are miserable, envious, and jealous. That is why they tell you that's not realistic. That is why they tell you, oh, you can't do that because they couldn't do that. It's like, well, maybe I'm not as lazy as you. Maybe I'll actually try my hardest. Maybe I'll just keep pushing no matter what anyone tells me. I don't care if you say it's not realistic. It's not realistic to you. That's your problem. It's realistic to me. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. You know, I don't know. I just made this video because, like, I hate the term realistic, and I just want to talk about that. How I do not like the term realistic because it limits human potential. Peace out, guys. Much love.